All right, Stoney, we got about 30 seconds left before we're really hot. It's showtime. Welcome everybody to the show. I am your host, Mr. X's. Also, like I say, I sign on the Facebook page uh, as R for the Renegade. Uh, what I'm doing tonight is something a little different. Just keeping the lines open, keeping the stream up. I don't know if you've been following what's going on with the impeachment hearings, but it's been a big flop. So, there's been a shooting out in California, mass shooting where some kids got shot too. A male and a female's dead. Kids, I mean, come on, we're living in some times that well, you need to be praying and getting right with the Lord is all I'm going to say. But let me see what we got on tonight. Like I said, tonight's show, we really, all I'm going to do is we're just going to talk. No topic. We're just going to bull. We're just going to bull with each other. Like I said, I dropped the link into the live chat, which is sometimes hard for me to see. But come on, don't be scared. We're all family here. Yeah, don't let the mask or the look deter you. I do this for my protection of my family. Okay, some of the stuff that I put out, some of the stuff that's going on out there. We know how the Patriot community can be. If you've been in it for any matter of time, they're vicious. I mean, they will try to be your friend one minute, then they try to kill you the next. I mean, that's just, or tear your life down or whatever. So I'm just gonna, after 30 plus years of being in the movement, I'm gonna try something different. I am no host. I tell you this right now. I am no host. I don't claim to be. I work better behind the scenes, gathering intel, looking at what's going on. Look forward to look back, kind of stuff. But as far as getting up here in your face, telling you, that's just not me. That's not my style. I've been on that intro song is perfect, okay? Because I am a renegade. I've been called a whole lot worse. Trust me. I've been called well, I ain't gonna say. I've been called a whole lot worse. And don't, like I said, don't be scared. We're family here. All right. What's on your mind tonight? I want to know what is on your mind. I mean, yeah. Do you really think if because the deep state they they knew the first day was a big flop. Their witnesses, and then everything's looked pretty bad on them. Do you think they would have caused a possibly MK Ultra thing? The cell phones. Believe it or not, your cell phones. Let me go back over here. Your cell phones. There's a patent out there, and they have been studying how the brain works for years. You know they have, and they can send signals that will interfere, and and pretty much programs you to do what you want to do. A Manchurian candidate, basically. So, do you think Deep State could have sent a signal? Look, take the San Bernardino shooting that happened before. We know what was all involved in that. Yes, it was some Islamic terrorism and stuff like that, but there was something sent to those phones to make them go haywire. Let me see what else we got going on. But if you want to, go ahead and drop your comments in the chat there, and let me know what's on your mind. I had some pretty interesting show last night. We talked about the Looking Glass. I'm not going, like I said, I'm not going to get it too far involved into the Looking Glass and some of that technology there. But if you think that's strange, you think that's weird, you ought to see what else is coming. Because if they was to release this technology and how it operates, it works on spinning mercury, mercury, liquid metal. If they spin it in a certain counterclockwise and clockwise, the different rings and stuff, you create a field. Well, that creates a whole lot. That creates unlimited energy. It creates a whole bunch of other stuff. And then our thing would be thinking, why are we relying on fossil fuels then? Because our that's what drives the economy. That's what drives the world. Okay, if you was to throw a wrench into that, the old cogs will all break up and clog up, and you'll see a whole bunch of crap fall down. So again, let me know what's on your mind. Drop me a comment. Let me interact with you tonight. This is pretty much like a question and answer session or an open mic night. Like I said, I had nothing lined up. I had nothing planned. Let me see what else we got going on. Yes, Christian, it was in Southern California, and I appreciate you sharing to your viewers and any viewers that we got out there that from Christian End Times channel. I want to thank you for joining us over here. Again, if my appearance looks kind of scary or whatever, it's not. It's just for protection of me and my family. That's all it boils down to. Um, because the old saying is, you ask a man a question, and he's going to tell you something to your face. You give a man a mask and ask him the same question, he will tell you just like it is without fear of being any repercussions because he don't know. Um, and that's just basically the way it is. A lot of people, I love it, guys, and ladies and gentlemen. I love it out there because, like I said, I've been doing this 30-something years. Not the broadcasting side. This is all new. Everything that I'm learning here is, as you see, I built my overlays. I've never really done a lot of this stuff. Yes, my last YouTube channels, I've been piddling, but as far as all the broadcasting and everything, this is, like I said, it's all new. I've always been a trigger man, a run and gun and boots on the ground type of guy. You know, freezing, cold, wet, hungry, going to places that could pop off, be hot at any minute. So this is completely out of my realm. And that's why I'm no host. And again, I tell you, I'm no host. But go ahead, again, drop your comments. Let me interact with you. And I'm going to jump over here to the Facebook page. And I covered some posts last night. November, what was 11th through the 13th. And I did upload it to Facebook. And, well, it was, like I said, it was a different type of show. I covered some of the drops. And that's what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start covering some drops that I put on a Facebook page. So, I mean, while I'm thinking about it, I want you to, if you're not following us on Facebook, please do. It's scrolling right there in the bottom. We got Instagram, we got Twitter, we got Snapchat, we have all the main social media outlets out there. So just look for the Renegade Network or TRN 24/7, and that's how you can find us. But I do a lot of drop a lot of information there, current news, breaking news, stuff that's before a lot of mainstream before it comes out. Because in today's society, when 6 people in the world basically controls all the news you see and hear, you have to turn to alternative media sources, and that's basically what this is. I'm just a simple crazy guy in a mask is what you can call me, because I've been called, like I said, a whole lot worse, and it won't hurt my feelings. I mean, as a commander in the Patriot movement for as long as I was, my skin is pretty dang thick. Yeah, there's some things that kind of get to me, but that's part of life. I mean, we're all human, and we have quite a bit of viewers on. And again, drop your comments. Let me go ahead and copy this again, and hold up. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it in the live chat right there. Boom. Yes, sir. I sure do. We got Christian in the room. I sure do. Go ahead. Oh yeah, yeah. That's what was it? 7.1, I think it was. Correct, correct. They are. No, no, no. I would not either. Um, this got to do with a lot of that the earthquakes, in my opinion. With the yeah, I heard you. Like I said, it's got to do with a lot of yeah. I heard you. Uh, I think it's got to do with a lot of solar stuff that's going on too, pushing pressure on our atmosphere. You know, magnetic, the magnetic poles and stuff, and it pushes pressure on the Earth, and it don't take much to dislodge something. The last one about what? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And again, like I said, I think it's got something to do with the solar stuff and the pressure on the magnetic poles, and that's just it all plays a part. I mean, you got your heavens and earth, and you got your sun's positive, the earth's negative. I can go through a whole bunch of that, but there's connections there. Well, yeah, here's my take on that. Nibiru, everybody's looking for a big planet, Planet X, whatever. How do you know it's not a small black hole? You know how much gravity plays? I mean, it could, and they would think it's a planet or something. Correct, correct. I don't know. I mean, that's just my crazy thought there on the subject there with Nibiru. I mean, yes, there's something going on. They did find a big planet out past our solar system. Just it was within our solar system, but it's just out past Pluto and stuff. Correct. I don't know. That's a good one. And I will say yes, you're correct on that. I don't know if you've watched my post on the page where I dropped about the Halloween asteroid that came by us, barely missed us, and then the other day I watched your video on the with, you mentioned the Missouri explosion that happened at an asteroid come in. So I'm thinking there's a tie-in because they were watching it and it could have brought in something behind it that got hidden or something. Sometimes that could be worse. You know, you think about it. Why do you think they have nukes explode over the cities and not to direct hit? It covers more area. Look at the one that happened in Russia where it hurt all those people and knocked out all those windows when it exploded. The recent one, I think it was in 2013 or 16 or whatever. I don't remember the exact date. Right. Now, like I said, anytime you see stuff coming in, usually it does drag in stuff behind it or kicks it off. I've noticed here lately, every time we go through these Litinoid meteor showers or these other Perseid or meteor, um, I've noticed the increase there. Yes, we're going through it, but the bigger ones, there's it's like there's stuff hidden in that.
Stuff like that happened over Missouri. It just had a big boom and flash. It didn't hurt nothing, but
Yeah, no, it didn't. The I don't know. We need to invest more money also into near Earth objects as well as uh, taking care of ourselves. I mean, we're facing a whole bunch of stuff. Right now, spiritual warfare is more prevalent than people realize.
oh yeah. I mean, I hear they're trying to work on something. I was watching something on there about they're trying to build up the thing for 2023 and 2025. Those two asteroids. Actually working on knocking them out. They're so worried about them with the nukes or lasers or something.
Right, and I did see one that's almost guaranteed to hit in what 74 years or some 24 years. I don't want to say no numbers, no names or nothing yet until I have the research and I can throw it up on the screen. I don't like to cause no but yes, they're working on sales to try to put it on, try to blow it up. They're really concerned about a couple.
Yeah, and that's why they're doing. Like there's no guarantee the one of them are gonna hit, but I guess they're gonna use these as practice ones to try to see if they can knock them out in 2023 and 2020.
Well, I don't know if our country's going to be here in 2023 because there's a lot of stuff going on in 2021 that I'm keeping an eye on. As you know, as a watchman that I try to be, I'm seeing a lot of major stuff for 2021 coming in. Not just asteroid, but I'm talking politics. I'm talking just world events, basically.
Oh yeah, you mean wars and all that stuff? Oh yeah, there's something's gonna pop off eventually.
Right. There's like I said, 2021 is a all right. If Trump he wins, we know he's probably pretty much going to win. I mean, his fan base is so big. If he wins, that gives us another 4 years to do something. I'm telling you, listen, we already had that 16-year plan in progress. Our country, we are at a pivotal point in time right now. We got that marker set, and if we don't change something, we are in some serious trouble. We're fighting good versus evil. Uh, like I said, the spiritual warfare. There's another plane of existence, another battle being fought that people can't see.
Oh yeah, well yeah, spiritually there's always a war going on, but things are ramping up right now. More people have been like demon possessed and all that stuff, but people don't really talk about that. They hide that one.
Yeah, they hide it by saying they were just mentally ill or something.
Oh yeah, I've seen people like that, but I'm not allowed to say anything than what it really is. But I kind of got a feeling that that's exactly what it is, but I can't do anything about it. Or
Right. I have seen some crazy stuff too. Like when I was over in the Middle East, I swear, if I wouldn't have seen it, I would have called me crazy. When I was over in when I went boots on the ground in Turkey for the first time, I seen a guy. I swear, I think he sold his soul to the devil. I mean, it's a weird situation. I mean, I was over there gathering intel on some stuff and uh, ran across this guy, and it was just weird all the way around.
yeah, I could imagine. It's bad enough here in California. There's a lot of that going on out here.
Well, you have, you got all these cults, and you got darkness. I mean, darkness is trying to, but all it takes is a little match, and you can light will overcome dark, and we know this. And if we pray, if we fight, if we multiple fronts. I mean, we're just not talking politics. We're not talking. We're talking biblical. I don't know if you remember seeing my video last night where I dropped where Hillary's probably going to come back in, and I dropped it on November 4th. Then she say that she might come back in, but I dropped that at 11:11. Do you know the biblical meaning for 11:11, right?
No, enlighten me on.
1111 is an angel number, and 1111 refers back to a great awakening type deal. So my post now, when I drop stuff, the numbers, the times, links, there's different. I have a lot of hidden meaning in a lot of that, and people ain't figured that out yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd like to get little Rebel on. She's good at figuring those kind of things. I don't know. I read and do research, but when it comes to numerology, I don't quite understand all that.
Right. Well, what it goes what it is I sometimes I can't put things out directly because I don't want to be perceived as that crazy cookie guy. So I could tell you, I could drop cookie crumbs and let you put them all together. And this way you come up with your own conclusion. This way I'm not trying to influence somebody's thinking.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. I know a lot of people do that.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not going to. I believe in a person needs to do their own research. If I say something on here, I want them to search it. I want them to do their own homework. Don't just take my word for it. I'm a human man, so I could be misleading somebody and not even realizing it accidentally.
Yeah, that's why when I even do my videos, I kind of put my opinion out there, tell them it's my opinion, and I want to research it, just so people get the idea. I want people to interact with me on that thought process to see if it's true.
Correct, and I like Little Rebel. She's welcome to join us on the show anytime. And any of your friends from your page or anything. Like I said, I am no minister, no pastor. No, I don't know the Bible very well. Okay, I was not raised. I was raised in a household that we didn't go to church. Okay. We were, it's not like we didn't believe in God or nothing. It's just we just didn't go because of the hypocrites.
Yeah, when I was younger, I'm trying to think, as a little kid, I went to the Baptist church, and then my mom always read the Bible to me, and then, I wasn't always go, but I did for a short time in my life, 2 different times. And then when I got older, too, I went to a different.
Yeah, well, I've been helping my little local church for a little while. That what changed me. I tell you, when you get shot, um, you're not bulletproof no more. It makes you rethink life and your mortality, and it just makes you do a lot of thinking. And now that I'm facing this cancer stuff, it even hits even closer to home.
Yeah, I imagine. I don't know, like, yeah, I'd always be thinking about that. I don't know, my whole life I've always, prayed to God and read the Bible and, went did a lot of study on it. I didn't always go to churches because of work, but when I can, I go to church and I listen to ministers online and whatever, and that's what I try to do.
I try. I'll admit I will try. Like I watch your videos, but I'm so involved in gathering intel and dealing with other people that I get so sidetracked. So that's why I've been uploading the Bible. I don't know if you've seen on this channel where I'll upload a certain portion of the Bible, a book or something.
Yeah, I was listening to them. That was pretty good. I like that book of Enoch is pretty good.
I'm thinking about uploading Daniel next because, Daniel does tie back into, believe it or not, Enoch. Some people think when he's talking about some of the stuff that's happened in there. They think it's already happened, but it does tie in with the Revelations too.
Oh yeah, Enoch is definitely very important. I mean Daniel is very important. It actually ties in. So yeah, Daniel, Revelations, and the Book of Enoch. Another one to understand, to get it all correlated, is the Book of Numbers explains the number part of it. You tie it all in. And then also Genesis, because Genesis is the past of what happened is supposed to be just like the past, so it'll help you too.
Right, right. You got to understand the beginning and then the end. But like I said, I think the next book that I will upload will be Daniel. I was thinking about Numbers or Acts. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, Daniel's pretty good. And in Numbers afterwards would be good too, because Numbers is really good to understand like the number part.
Now, I like a lot of Psalms. I really do.
Yeah, Psalms is pretty good too. It teaches about how to live and whatnot in a lot of the Psalms. So it's pretty.
Right. But no, yeah, Daniel will probably be the next one. Like I said, when I put this stuff together, I haven't read the Bible from. I admit I haven't. But when I'm putting these videos together, I have to listen to it. So not only listen to it once, sometimes twice, the whole entire thing, and it does reinforce it. So it does help when I do put these videos out, so that when you say something. It, I can kind of relate to it, and I know what you're talking about, because there's been times before somebody would say something about the Bible and be like, looking dumb.
Yeah, there was. I was in another discussion group, right? Because I'm trying to learn, different from different people to learn, their views or what, educate myself, and that way I can widen my knowledge. I found out I was telling people that they were talking about other books in the Vatican, right? And I was putting in the books that I wanted to put in was the books in the. I told them that the Ethiopian Bible has all the missing books that that we need to go to Vatican. The important ones are in the Ethiopian Bible.
Right. There's the Ethiopian Bible. There's a couple of different Bibles that different books that are missing. Well, matter of fact, there's a lot of books that's missing that should be in there.
Yeah, well, in the Ethiopian Bible, it has all the missing books in there, but just people don't know it. They don't know it's in there. And I've researched the Book of Enoch, and all of it's in there. Maybe in the Dead Sea Scrolls there may be one additional one, but other than that, one or two additional. But other than that, everything is in.
I might do some little searching around and find that Bible on audio and see if I can upload some of it too.
Yeah, it's good. It's got the book of the it's got the Book of Enoch in there, and it has other books as well. That's kind of important. That talks about certain things in the times before the flood and all that. So there's two of them in there talking.
Well, you mentioned the flood. You see what's going on over in Venice right now?
What's going on in Venice?
They're got the highest flood that they've ever experienced, and it's pretty bad looking over there. That's sitting on water anyway, but when a high tide came in, and it just really flooded them out over there.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. They've been having all those earthquakes out there in Europe. They had the biggest one in I don't know 15 years out in France, and it was a big one. So yeah, that probably messed everything up.
Yeah. Again, I just remember seeing a little blip of it. It didn't really raise no concerns on me. They're trying to say it's global warming kind of stuff. I know the Earth goes through changes. Okay, it gets cooler, it gets hotter. I don't know.
Well, yeah. Well, we're actually going through a pole shift is what's going on, and which is similar symptoms to global warming kind of thing because parts are getting colder and parts are getting hotter. So that's not global warming if certain parts are getting colder. It's a pole.
The pole shifts. Well, we know the magnetic pole had been moving so fast that the satellites and them reprogram it because people driving in their little GPS in their cars, they wind up in a dang lake or something. It's been messing them up so bad. Um, I've been watching that.
Yeah. Did you see the what was it? Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
That happens to me too. I have a case of that old CRS sometimes. I draw blanks, so don't feel bad.
Yeah. Yeah. It was kind of important too. And here I just drew a blank. I guess something else came in my mind and forgot it.
Let me go.
Oh, I know now. I remember now. The cold front over there in there's a big cold front going on out in northern United States. It's crazy.
Yeah, it did get cold.
Yeah, so that cold front is supposed to be worse than it's ever been. It's not normal, and I think that's attributed to the pole shift.
And I think you might be right because that vortex it rotated. I watched it come in from the north, and those people in the south, poor old Alabama, Mississippi, and even down into Florida, they were cold. What was it? One place I seen where it was 13 degrees in Alabama. I was like, holy man.
Oh yeah, it came through and really messed things up. And then on top of that, I saw a stream from somebody in Alaska, and they say the part there in Alaska, they say they actually know the pole is shifting. There they talk about it, and the winters aren't getting as cold there, and his part as it usually is.
Right. When Alaska is warmer than some of the parts in the south, yeah, there's something going on.
Oh yeah, it's pole shifting. I mean, it's still cold down there, but when you told me it's 40 degrees, I'm like, what? Alaska's supposed to be below zero?
Yeah, they were like 40 something, 44, and like I said, in parts of Alabama, I seen where it was 13.
That means the pole is shifting away from that way, going the other direction. It looks like that's not.
Right, it's moving. If you follow it, it's moving over towards the Russia. It's coming. It's going. I guess to the right.
Yeah, it's something like that. But whatever it is causing the northern United States to be colder than it. I could imagine. So what's Canada looking like? It's probably it's like far below zero right now. I guess.
Right. Well, speaking of the coldest and up north and everything else, you know about the propane shortage that they're facing, correct?
No, there's a propane shortage.
Yes, out in the Midwest areas, there's. It's not like we don't have the propane in the other parts of the United States. It's the infrastructure to get it there. I've noticed the corn is not being able to be dried real good because of propane shortage. So we're looking at probably increasing corn prices or whatever, and people could freeze to death.
Oh no, that's not good. So there's a propane shortage. Oh no, I don't know. That's crazy. I don't know what causes that.
They said it's because the infrastructure's not in place. We can't get enough propane from, let's say, the Texas all the way up to there in enough time.
They could do it if they wanted to. It's ridiculous. It's an excuse.
Oh, I agree. I agree. I agree. But why? Why would they do something like that? That's just my question.
it's wrong. I don't know why they would do that. That's just like, I don't know, if they don't give people enough propane to get people warm, they could kill people. Just like in California, they killed people off with the power thing. We killed a lot of elderly out here, the oxygen thing.
Right. I knew that was the case, and that's what I'm worried about. If something happens, we have a bad solar flare or something. We have a lot of people that in the first 90 days it will kill a lot of them because of the water being polluted and people trying to drink it, and then you got people on medication or needing oxygen, whatever. It's gonna be bad.
Yep, and that's why probably a good idea to store up on water if you can.
Oh, I agree. Or live where you find you a spot out in the middle of nowhere like I did, and have your springs and everything that's on your land, and that's why we're drilling a well. I'm gonna drill another well as on top of everything after I get done. So I'm a big prepper. I believe in prepping. That's why. Now one time I lost my insurance, and I was glad I stockpiled 3 years worth of medicine, and that helped me. That helped me a whole lot.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I know that's one thing it's hard to get when your insurance only wants to pay for so much medicine. I have to find another way to get it if for medicine I'm at.
Right. It, my health situation. Uh, Not only when I first was going through all this, I found out my insurance was canceled, and I had to go back and fight my insurance company, and I finally got insurance back. But good gosh, it was a nightmare on top of everything else I was dealing with.
Yeah, that can be terrible. I don't know why they do that. The insurance, the people need the most, they mess with the most. Probably because they don't want to.
Well, I'm thankful I got it all worked out. I mean, because I had the hospital stay and all that other stuff. Yeah, but I got it. I'm happy.
Well, that's good. We all need that. Have insurance. I pay through the nose through, but I got it.
Now, shifting gears. You seen that post that I dropped about the Looking Glass? What did you think about that post?
Ah, I didn't know what to think about it. Looking glass, I don't know. Is that could be a telescope? I don't know.
No. What it is hold on, let me check. I was losing. Okay, I got internet back. I went in the red on this end. Sorry about that. But what it is, you look forward and look back. I've referenced that several times. I have referenced timelines a lot on the drops. I have said set markers a lot of times. What it is there's technology out there, and there's other things out there that the CIA, the clowns in America, are using. They got their hands on some fallen technology in 1938. You remember when all the stuff was going down to Antarctica? This technology not only allows them to perceive and travel to another, like a Stargate or something, but it allows them to see forward and back in time, like deja vu and the Minority Report and stuff like that. And the CIA has been using it. And I dropped on my show last night the patents and all that stuff and everything else about it.
Yeah, that's good.
So what do you think they did find down there? I mean, besides that, I mean, I know you got an interest in some lost ancient technology or something, or forbidden or whatever you want to call it.
Well, I think that's how they went to the moon is with that technology. I really do. I think that's how they didn't fake the fact they went to the moon landing. They faked the what really was there. So they actually did go there, but they couldn't show the actual technology they used. So nobody.
Okay, here what I'm fixing to tell you. My grandfather worked right there with Warner von Braun. I don't know if you know who he is. Um, and he had a big part in NASA. He created helped. I'm not going to say no names, but let's just say he was a high man at work. At a building. Okay. He said that I kept asking him, did we go to the moon? Aha, we didn't go to the moon. And the last time that he paid me a visit, the very last time he'd come out of his way, and he said, come here, let me talk to you. And he was sitting in his car. He says, look, son. He said, uh, we didn't just go to the moon. We built something way bigger and went way beyond the moon. And people would not believe it. And he left me with another riddle. That's the way he always does.
Yeah, that makes sense. I believe that because that's pretty much the technology they had. My thing is I think they found a technology that we made pre.
Right. Now, when I was doing some work, I would go into some NASA buildings, and there was this one room that was had a line of what was it? Uh, oh gosh, ammonia line, and it ran to this one little room. And I'm like, why would they be having this ammonia run into this one little room to keep something? And I realized I done some research, and it's to keep something cold. They got something. Evidently, they were using ammonia to cool something very cold. Keep I don't know. I mean, but something was there in that building.
Probably was a human they were probably studying that was frozen down there from back in the flood days. They probably.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. That was I had a very high security clearance. I mean, a very, very, very high. I could go into areas that other people, even that owned, that I was working for, the contractors that owned the company, I could go into places that they couldn't go into because my security clearance was well above theirs, and I couldn't even get into this room. So or I couldn't even get close, or you'd have guys with guns. I'm telling you, they come out quick, and I don't know where they come from.
Yeah, I think it's probably, in my opinion, dinosaurs, possibly, and probably humans. Probably a combination of either or, and they don't want people to know that they could bring one back.
Right now, speaking of how quick the federal police, the guards or whatever you want to call them, the federal police, let's say if you touch a door, um, I mean I could touch a door, and that's supposed to be a 2400 room. Is what we call a secured area. It's a 2400, and if you touch that door, just touch it. Like I said, those guys will come out with machine guns, AR-15s, and stuff, and I don't know where they come from. You could be the only one in the buildings. You could be nowhere around, and poof, they're right there, right around the corner. They come right around that corner. It's amazing how quick they were there.
Oh yeah, they don't want people to know about that, and I think they're actually, how they do things on TV on purpose, and it's really real. I think Jurassic Park could.
Oh, I believe so too, because all it takes is DNA, and they got it. The Jurassic Park is not too far fetched because they said that they pulled it out of amber, the DNA or something. But I'm seeing now where they got frozen woolly mammoths and stuff with hair still on it, so they didn't need to pull it out.
Exactly, and I think that's what they found over in Antarctica. Is they found frozen animals and humans.
And something else. Now, speaking of them finding something else, in the Bible it talks about the different weapons and different battles, and I mean some of this lost technology. Some of these people try to get, like Hitler, for instance. He was looking for the Spear of Destiny. He was looking for a lot of these biblical artifacts. Uh, God touched or something like that. Um, what do you think some of these weapons could have been? Do you think they could have been advanced weaponry that from the fallen angels that brought down, and we're finding pieces of them?
Well, obviously in Antarctica they found it. Um, I don't know about the Spirit of Destiny. They probably thought it was. They were trying to find it any way they could, a weapon. So I'm sure that's what they were trying to find. I'm sure of that. But they found out it really wasn't a weapon, so it didn't do them any good because they did find it, but it wasn't.
Right, and you have the Ark of the Covenant. I mean, you got all these that were out on even the United States, Russia. Everybody was trying to find these stuff in the Bible. I mean, if it's not real, from people always say, "Oh, the Bible's not real," atheists, whatever. But then why was there so much money and time invested in it?
Well, yeah. There's actually two Ark of the Covenants, but it's not talked about.
Really, I only knew about the one. That's the only one I knew about, the Knights Templar moving it when they were being attacked and took it over here to probably America.
Well, there's one in Ethiopia. It's the copy of it used. What was it? And they even claim it's there even over in Ethiopia.
And that don't surprise me because we have a lot of origins in northern Africa, Africa, Middle East. We have a lot of origins. Now, like I said, when I went over to Turkey, Iraq, when I was over there, I went and visited some uh, biblical areas, and it was amazing to be there.
Yeah, it would be amazing to be there for sure.
I mean, you hear about these towns, these cities, you and to walk on the roads that the Romans built back then, to see the aqueduct system, man, that was some marvel. I'm still at awe at how big the aqueduct system really is.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's very interesting. We lost technology more than once. We had more technology than we lost it again during the Middle.
Correct, we have. We're not the first people to have it. I mean, uh, but do you think we destroyed ourselves many a times, or do you think it was locked away from us because what we can do with it and how we can destroy ourselves again?
Well, God did. Tower of Babel. We had technology until the Tower of Babel when they confused our brains, so we couldn't talk to each other. And then we lost 90% of our brain power at that time. So all technology ceased, and we literally went back to the Stone Ages.
Right, right. That's because that's that. I mean, the Tower of Babel. Yeah, correct. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we're right now, like I said, our minds are starting to evolve more and more. People are starting to get um, gifts, is what I would call them.
Oh yeah, people are getting smarter well, because we're getting interjected with all this technology real fast, and they're trying to teach it in the schools to catch up from uh, at a really high rate of thing, faster than normal. It's actually hard for a lot of people too, but certain people are catching on quick though.
Do you think the internet is another realm um, of evolution, or another plane?
Well, the internet is something different for sure that was made up. I think that might even possibly be the technology they found in Antarctica or on the moon.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, because the military really kind of it was developed for the military, and then it went to the private sector or public sector. Sorry.
They did that to yeah, make us better here. They real civilian use.
But I'm seeing. You remember me mentioning many a times that the internet will predict certain events, stuff that's going on, stuff that's happening, or fixing to happen. Remember, I said there's something. You said you even mentioned about it takes a lot of power. I'm thinking the internet is a different, like I said, a different realm. I don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, it be actually makes sense. It's kind of one of the internet's one of those things that it's kind of addictive too. You get on the internet, it seems like your whole life wraps around it once you let it happen.
It's that drug. I will tell my kid if I'm in a car going somewhere and I don't have data on my phone or something. I say, hey, somebody turn on that hotspot and give me a little bump of that internet. I'm like an internet crackhead or something. That's just the way it feels sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I never realized once I start on the internet, and it's probably the communication with others. It's kind of to meet new people and all that online. It's just something that we never had.
Well, it could fall back to the Tower of Babel too.
Oh, that's true. Getting everybody all together in one place. Yep, there.
I mean, it was just a thought.
No, you're probably pretty close on that one right there. Yep, it could be. It's hard to know. It's a good thought. I mean, it's possible.
Well, I mean, here it is. It's what does it say in the Bible? In the last days, you have all the world's knowledge at your fingertips. I mean, look how easy it is to, if you don't know something, just ask Alexa or Google or whatever. You're gonna have the answer.
Oh, that's true. I mean, I dig a little deeper than Google because Google only can, find certain search engine. But yeah, that's true. You can go to Google and find simple things.
Yeah, Google also puts out what you uh, what they want you to see too. You know that Google is evil.
Oh, that's true. That's why I don't. I do Google for something, and I go to. Believe it or not, I was shocked that the Microsoft Bing, actually has accurate information on there.
Well, I use a Tor or DuckDuckGo a lot of times on my browsers, uh, but uh, Google, Facebook. Now, let me tell you what Facebook's doing. They're trying to get their currency to come out, but Facebook's been doing some stuff to mind reading. They want to be able to if you thought about something, have you ever thought about something, then all of a sudden you see, well, like heck, I ain't seen this person in my on my news feed in a while. Then boom, there it is. They've got a patent out.
Yeah. Well, what they do is they track what you're doing, and they figure out, what you do, and then they show it up on there. Yeah, you're right. They're tracking us, so they find out what your shopping habits are, so they can advertise it to you. That's what.
Well, Google is under some fire right now for collecting all everybody's medical records.
Oh, that's illegal as all get out. They can be in trouble for that. That's called HIPAA violation.
They say it's stored in a server, a cloud, and it's following all HIPAA rules and all patient laws and everything else. I'm telling you, they're gonna market that to. They say they're not gonna market it to third party, but you know that why would they have it? And do you know how easy that's gonna be to hack the cloud? I mean, I'm just saying.
You're right. That's why I don't know, I kind of got risky and did the ancestry DNA thing, which they say, well, you gave up too much by doing that, but I'm not a criminal, so I don't worry about that part. But I wouldn't do the 23andMe because I don't want my medical information, what I could get in the future.
Right. The DNA thing. Now that they got your biosignature, they can, like you said, you don't want them to know what's coming like 23andMe. But now they got it. They gonna market that. They can market that to, let's say, Pfizer or somebody like that.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff. I mean, when it comes to my medical stuff, Man, that's one that's legal, and you sign it away when you do 23andMe. Your rights to your medical. I won't do that. No way. I've got that one right. I'm gonna keep my medical right.
Right, right. But everything's going digital, okay? Your medical records. I know when I was at my doctor's office, they plugged everything into the computer. They brought the laptop in or the tablet, and then the doctor always, as he's leaving, he's got that little tape recorder, and then it's uploaded as well to your file. I mean, so that if you go see a doctor in another city, poof, they send it all digitally. I mean, so it's out there already.
Oh yeah, but what they do now is, I used to work at one of the ones that all digitized everything, and their computer people, they have it set up like they have multiple firewalls, and they also use Windows 7, which the actual stuff on the computer isn't on an internet, it's in on the files itself, so that way it protects the computer.
Yeah, but remember, I know a lot of good hackers. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I am impressed with some of the people that I know and their skills that they can do. Nothing can it can be hacked. Okay, if somebody wants that information bad enough, it can be hacked. Let's take the Hawaii missile incident, because when they thought their missile was coming in, they sent all the data because all our NSA, CIAs, a lot of stuff is over in Hawaii, believe it or not, and they sent all that information back to the mainland to back it up, just in case if they're hit, really, and in the process of doing that, it was, I guess you called, intercepted and pulled some as it was going to the main server. So anything can be hacked.
That's true, but I heard something, I don't know if it's true or not, the fact that that Hawaiian thing, they actually knocked out a missile, but they didn't want to tell anyone about it.
Yes, they did. It it was launched from a rogue submarine CIA a black ops sub called the USS Russell. You can Google, you can not Google, you can just do your research. And what it was, we were trying to meet with North Korea and try because Deep State and all the companies they had their stuff there, believe it or not, in North Korea, and they wanted a war. Okay, they've been wanting a war for a long time. Deep State has. What better way of causing a war is to launch a missile and look like it's coming from North Korea, and that's where they launched it out of the waters close to there, and they did intercept a missile.
Oh my God, that'd have been awful.
I agree, but it was a multi-front task. That missile, they needed some information, like I said, so they done that. When the data was being transferred, they had to get some stuff out of there, and also, uh, but that's not the only missile that they've intercepted. I don't know if you've noticed sometime off of California, there's some missile launches from the United States military has done. That they have intercepted several, and they're like, well, there wasn't no scheduled launch today. I'm telling you, the deep Syria is a whole different ball game. They've been trying to get us a war in Syria for a long time now. Why do you think Trump only bombed them with the 60 something cruise missiles at the time, and the Russia's air bases and stuff? Because there's chemical weapons and John McCain, and, Operation Smiles, and it's deep. There's a deep web that's been put out there.
Definitely. That's exactly what's happening out there. Yep. I heard about that stuff going on down there that they're trying to get us into war, and Trump stopped it, thank God. But if he goes, then we're going to be at war.
Right, that's what I'm saying. We are at a pivotal point in our timeline. If somebody else gets it, depending on their actions and their decisions, uh, we could. I'm afraid we're going to lose our country. I'm just going to say that because the patriots, the people, we're getting too complacent. Oh no, there ain't nobody going to invade us. There's not. There'd be about a weapon behind every blade of grass. No, I'm telling you, we're going to be in trouble.
No, I agree because the technology they have is is not as far behind as it used to be. So that would not be.
Right. Remember, some of these the United States is 100 years advanced in technology, and I mean, you look at the Star Wars program back in the '80s. I mean, that the rod of God. Look at that. That is a weapon that uh, I find interesting.
Yeah, and the thing that we got to worry about is the fact that how bad did presidents in the past sell us off and give our secrets to China?
Well, we know that Preston Bush and Herbert Walker Bush and all them were head of CIA. Okay, well the CIA, um, I'm just gonna say that they're our enemy in some ways. I know they're mine. There's a battle going on with military intelligence and within and also the CIA. There's a big major battle going on right now.
Oh, okay. So the CIA is fighting the other part of the government. That's scary.
Right, and that's what's happening right now. Is there's a secret? Why do you think Trump has replaced the people at the CIA so often? And why do you think there's such? I mean, he can't even trust his own people, Kelly and all them, sometimes because he was fighting. I mean, you think about the intelligence side. Why in the past have you seen him do all this stuff with the intelligence? It's because there's a war going on with inside it because they're spying on him. They were spying on him. They were spying on other people illegally with this FISA. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. So that actually makes sense now. So some things, oh my God, that's pretty scary. They might be trying to go after Trump supporters. I think it is happening right now. In fact, that they're not telling.
Right. That's exactly what they're doing. They're going after, they're targeting people who don't agree with them. This goes back to the movie or the book 1984. You know what I'm talking about. George Orwell, I think it is. Um, but they weaponized our intelligence. The CIA and the NSA, they weaponized it, okay? And Comey, he was FBI, Loretta Lynch, they were targeting you can see it how crooked, how deep state, how dark these battles are.
Oh yeah, that's pretty dang scary. And yeah, I think think that's what I'm experiencing now because I'm a big time Trump supporter. Now I all I,
And not only that, um, it's going to get worse. I mean, the battle's being fought, like I said, dark to light, good versus evil. This is part of that battle when I mentioned the spiritual warfare and it's just, and physical battles. I mean, lives are getting lost in this. They really are.
oh yeah, I see that happening for sure.
I mean, everybody gives Snowden a hard time. I mean, but to me, Snowden was a true whistleblower. He let the people know the programs and the stuff that what the CIA was actually up to. Now, Julian Assad, um, went about it in a little different way.
Yeah, I don't know what I think about Julian Assange. He, I really don't know. I mean, he did get up some information from what Hillary did.
Not just that, he got a lot of information. And see, if he would have played his cards right instead of releasing that helicopter video in Iraq where they shot the journalist, if he'd have released some things differently, because that was he violated. That's why I got to be careful of some of the things that I say because I don't want to be in violation of any national security or something like that. So. And that's where he screwed up at when, I mean, yes, Snowden did do the national security stuff too, but it was in the best interest for the people, not. And Assad was in just doing it in the best interest for himself. Okay.
Yeah, that can get you killed doing that stuff. That's crazy.
Well, see, Assad, he had had this complex. I don't know if you ever watched The Fourth Estate. It was a movie. It was based on him, and you need to check that out. How he used people uh, to better his cause. I mean, that was a interesting movie. It gave you some insight into how he was thinking.
I got to check into that.
Yeah, it's called The Fourth Estate. And of course I watched the Snowden one. It wasn't too bad, but again, if they weaponized the intelligence community, and we're seeing it played out in front of. And it's a movie being played out on TV in politics right now, um, about how the FISAs and everything else.
Yeah, that's crazy what's happened with Trump and all that. I never seen this in my life. Something so crazy is what I'm seeing.
Right. And like I said, I say it, Q say he would say it that enjoy the show because it's a movie being played out in front of our eyes. I mean, this all this stuff with the missiles and all this spy stuff. It would make a good book for somebody, a good movie.
Yeah, it will as long as it turns out to be a good thing and, Trump wins out in the end. It won't be.
Right. Now, Nikki Haley, I'm expecting to run in 2024, and I'm also thinking his daughter might run, Ivanka. I'm really thinking there too. Now I'm telling you, there was a what was it? What did I say? 72.6% chance that Hillary is going to jump back into the race at the last minute. I put that out on November 4th, so I'm just kind of watching because there were so many variables that it's hard to distinguish between what somebody's action that they actually going to do and then they do it. There's a lot of variables in that, but it come out to 72.6% chance that she will jump back in the race.
Yeah, I think that's a good chance, but I don't know if she's gonna win. They're probably thinking this impeachment thing will mess up this voter base. Probably.
No, see this impeachment stuff. They've been trying this stuff for the last 3 years. This is nothing more than another show for them. I mean, I don't understand why they're keeping him busy. Okay, if they can keep him busy defending himself, then he can't be cleaning out the swamp.
That's true. That could be part of it, I'm sure.
I mean, that's just my thoughts on on the issue. I mean, you got rhinos in there that says they're for him, but secretly they're not. They're all about themselves and their money and their lifestyles. So um, I just think they want to keep him busy, just so that he can't um, start cleaning house.
Yeah, I seen a post that there was a thing that the Senate put out to against this impeachment thing, and three Republicans didn't sign on to it, and that was Romney and those two females that were, you know, on the edge of being Democrat.
Right, right. Well, we know where Romney stands. I mean, I'm gonna say he's deep state in my opinion.
Oh yeah, he is. I didn't like him when he was running. He didn't seem like he was going to be any better than Obama was, honestly.
Right now, I'm kind of really leery of Pence too. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I've never really liked Pence. All his connections, his deep state connections. I just worry. It just worries me sometimes.
Yeah, but he's been staying strong with Trump, so and I mean that's a good thing. I mean I don't know. He might be, but I think he's been standing behind him. He could have taken him out a long time ago if he wanted to, and he.
Right, right. I'll give him credit there. He has been standing there, and he's been pretty quiet for the most part. I mean, you don't hardly hear nothing. I mean, every once in a while you see where he makes a comment or remark on something or goes visit somewhere, but overall, he's not out there. He's in the background.
Yeah, I think he's being quiet for a reason. And he had to play with those people to get in office, so that doesn't mean he's one of them. You have to play the game to get in there.
Right. Absolutely. Uh, I mean, politics is dirty. That's why I never ran for any office because it's cutthroat. It's sometimes like being a commander of a patriot group. Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's all crooked.
Well, you know what I'm about to do? I'm about to go ahead and close this on out. I just wanted to come live, just open up the lines pretty much, and I'm glad you joined me. I really am.
Yeah, I always enjoy participating in your show because we always got good topics to talk about.
Right, and for us not to have any nothing unscripted. See, and that's what I like about it. I want to get a couple more people in, and it's completely unscripted. It's off the hip. It's to the point, and I get to hear what everybody else is thinking. Because see, when I'm doing my intelligence gathering and looking for all this stuff that I post and do this other stuff, I only see a glimpse of it. I like to know what somebody's thinking. You know, their input.
Oh yeah, it's always good to get someone's input. I'm more of a researcher on studying of like history and Bible history and stuff like that, but the Rebel's got a little thing on, she knows how to do deep research on other things.
Right now, anytime that you want to go on camera, you just let me know, and I will send you. And, you know, I can capture your camera, and I can put you up there like you do on your videos. I haven't, said anything yet, but just sometimes it helps when people get to see people talking.
Yeah, sure, I could do that sometime.
Right. I mean, right now they can see the little bubble up at the top screen, like when I'm talking the Renegade or your name pop up. But it just makes better. It's just better when people actually see who they're talking and who's talking.
Yeah, that would be good. I'm already out there anyway. I'm on doing on all these different platforms, and it's not my voice. I actually have my face out there, so yeah, I could.
Right. I mean, anytime that you want to go live on your channel, I can capture your your page, and we can interact. I mean, we can interact that way. Or you just pop it right on in. I just capture your camera directly. Either way. But I was just looking at your fan base, trying to enlighten some of your viewers because see the Bible and what's going on today is it's important.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and I think that what's that one program out there, Yardstream or something? We could do that, and it'd work.
Yeah. But I can do it now. Like I said, I can give you either we can go through Discord or you can call in. Even I give you a bogus. I got 200 Facebook accounts, so I can give you one of them, and you call it, and I can capture your video there, or we could do it. Whatever, or Skype or anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we could do that.
But look, I want to thank you, and it's always a pleasure to have you here on the show. It means a lot when I have some interaction with people. It enlightens me and makes my day. And I want to thank you for joining me. I want to thank the people out there for tuning in and everything else.
Oh, thank you, and you're very welcome.
All right, I'm going to do the closing, and if you want to hang around in the back room, I will holler at you again.
Sure.
All right, folks. Listen, you can see I didn't have a show lined up tonight, but it still turned out to be a pretty good show. I mean, we had some really good interacting conversations. We have. I enjoy it. I mean, that's why I said I got the lines open. I have them open for people to pop in. It's because I want to know what's on your mind. I want to know. I want to feel the pulse. I want to feel the pulse out there. I can feel the pulse of the internet, but I want to feel your pulse. I want to know what's in your head. Remember, through all this, we might talk about some bad things, some good things, but I always talk about prepping. And remember the 4 B's that I always say: your beans, your bullets, your bandages, and your Bible. Okay, because the beans, you're going to need it for nourishment. Your bullets you will need probably to defend your family or your loved ones. Bandages, we know we might at times, if it hits the fan, we're going to need to patch somebody up. And most importantly, your Bible. Don't forget, because you will need it. You will need guidance. You will need to pray. So, and through going through all the stuff that you might face in life, there's the Bible, which is important. Also, don't create a jail cell in your head, okay? Break free of that self-created jail cell. Don't be locked up in that cage. Don't let the government or anybody lock you into that cage, that self-created jail cell, because the best thing to do is remember they can't cage us all. On that note, peace, good night, and don't let them cage you. They can't cage us all.
Let that clip roll. You can't cage us. You can't cage us. No, no. You can't cage us like an animal. You can't cage us like an animal. No, you better back down or break through these walls. You better move like my name was Biggie Smalls. I'm like the god of Grease running around, holding it down, ready to smite your sound. I'm raging. I kill him every single time I'm off the leash. This dog bites even the hand that feeds. Beyond the streets, we get it on the beach, and then we take it down to the Isle of Creek. Cause I celebrate and lift my hands.
Yeah, we're clear.
Cause I wanna break free, it's in my human nature. I'm gonna fight it cause I'm naughty by nature. And it's not cause I hate you, and I wanna debate you, but I wanna detain you, take you straight to Albania. Yeah, I'm gonna rage. You better watch it cause I'm breaking out this cage. You can't cage us. You can't cage us. No, no. You can't cage us like an animal. You can't cage us like an animal.
Propped on the block where the pigs eat slop, straight off the floor of the office at the top, like they're walking a dog with the leash on, like a reverend getting his preach on. Wrapped around my neck, it's like a high-tech way to sign a blank check, waiting for a subject. Never ceases to amaze us that all we left with is peanuts. Half of the time you defy, it's a sci-fi time when you fight for your right. So with all your might, we're breaking out of these chains because we're so out of here. No, nothing can hold us down. Stop